Obama inviting the invasion of illegals across to where the buses just pull in, the illegals get off, and it just floods in. Obama has deployed the Border Patrol. This started 3 years ago to pick up trash in the desert and to give citizens tickets for riding their four-wheelers in the wrong area or checking ice chests on rivers for beer. I'm not kidding. I've experienced it. While the illegals walk right past you and get in the van and drive off, the Border Patrol comes over and opens your ice chest. It was just looking for beer. You're like, I don't have any beer. Well, if you do have beer, don't be drinking it. I was sitting there 2 months ago at Big Bend in a natural hot springs on the edge of the Rio Grande. No one around me, with a couple of my buddies who went camping with. And we're just sitting there, and we hear, and we turn, the guy's got a hand on his gun, and he goes, "What are you doing?" He was looking at us all disgusted, and we went, "Sitting there in a hot spring. One of the major attractions there." And the guy goes, "It's a little hot, be careful." And that was one of the actual armed park rangers. It wasn't Border Patrol. I just can't handle it anymore. I can't even go to the National Seashore anymore. My mother wanted to go there for a birthday like 3 years ago. I shot some video of it. And like 5 times in one night, this guy kept coming by and talking to us, saying, "Watch out for rattlesnakes. Don't drink. What are you doing?" And I noticed he was going to harass everybody else, too. And finally I went, "Dude, leave me alone, you control freak." He's like, "OCD? Are you OCD, like a mental patient who just has to keep coming up and messing with us?" And then I noticed that they would pull over almost everybody leaving when you'd go to the grocery store or something to see if they were drinking. I just can't handle it, man. Take me back to America. Where is it? Is that all you little nobodies running around? Let's talk to Todd in Texas. Todd, you're on the air. Thanks for calling. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Alex. I was kind of listening to you yesterday, and you were talking about the illegal aliens and the church helping them out. And as soon as you said that, I was like, wow. And it flashed me back to Denver International Airport. And if you look at the murals, there's a bombed-out church on one side, a bunch of dead Hispanic children laying in a ditch, and their mothers crying over them. I was just wondering, are they going to use, I know they love to use children for false flags, could they be going down the same road?
Oh, yeah. They've actually removed that mural, I've been told, or moved it to another area of the airport where it's not seen as much. It's definitely very Illuminati occultic, and a lot has been made of it. And we're showing one panel of it. It's got a bunch of panels. But it's definitely, I forget who the artist is, but it's basically a bunch of La Reconquista stuff. So that's exactly what it is. And, my whole issue is I don't reject Spanish culture or any of it. That's a big part of the West. I don't like the artificial leftist, globalist stuff they force feed. And this weird thing about how the mixture of the European and the native is going to create the God race and all this stuff. I mean, I've got video, I've heard it before, we got to find it, of Mayor Gus Garcia in Austin actually saying that his kids were the superior race deposited here by space aliens. And what's old's new? We ought to find that clip, if not call Steve Mason up. I know he's got it. He's got the Frontline Texas show. That was his farewell address, was about space aliens. I mean, you just can't make this stuff up. Anything else, sir?
Well, I was just, I want to get it out there. I don't want, a bunch of kids getting hurt. That'd be crazy.
Well, a bunch of kids are getting killed right now by Al-Qaeda in Syria and Iraq. If you're a Christian, man, woman, or child, you're dead. And there's no Christian group like the ADL for Jews or the Southern Poverty Law Center for communists. There's nobody to stand up for them. Christian churches don't care. They just sit up there like glitter bugs and try to get women to divorce their husbands so they can get more money and all that. I mean, and when they go to stand before God, God's going to send them straight to hell saying, "I don't know you."
Hi, I'm Shane Steiner. A lot of you have been following my progress using Supermale Vitality. The last 19 weeks has been an incredible experience. I was feeling a little down and lethargic during the holidays, and none of the supplements that I was taking were doing any good. That's when my longtime friend from high school, Alex Jones, introduced me to Supermale Vitality. I was a little skeptical at first. Not only would I have the energy to work out and go to the gym, but it was actually the changes were happening to my body a lot more rapidly. My whole mood, my libido, everything had completely changed. The concentrated organic herbs, they stimulate your natural systems to produce the natural hormones that you need. I just really wanted to bulk up and hit it hard, and I went in for about the first 5 weeks and was lifting heavy weight and just really hitting it hard, and I gained 20 pounds of muscle immediately. Since that, I've decided I was going to lose some weight and slim down. I just changed up my workout a little bit, and 35 pounds came off. Folks, this is not a joke. This is not a gimmick, it's real. Super Male Vitality, available at InfoWarsLife.com.
We're going to go back to your calls after this groundbreaking live report at the Brownsville border crossing on the Texas side. We have our own Jakari Jackson, John Bound, Joe Jennings, and Adon Salazar. And if you guys want to go over to the other side of the border and show the illegals coming through later with a rented car, that's pretty dangerous because that is a failed state over there, most dangerous in the world, listed by the State Department in that particular border area that you're in, most dangerous in the world. But again, if we criticize the illegals collapsing our border and running from that, we're bad. If we criticize everybody coming here and getting all these free goodies, we're bad. But that's a mission you can take if you choose to accept it. Now you got other big fish to fry. You're going to be down there all week until Friday, reporting on what's happening. You just talked to an ICE whistleblower on the ground. You're going to tell us about that. And then they're only about 50 yards away. They're going to march over to the Border Patrol facility. And we're not enemies of the Border Patrol. They've had their manpower cut way back to deal with illegals. They've been given the job of heating formula, changing diapers. We see the buses at that facility pulling in. The people aren't even checked. There's so many. They're then put on white vans, drudgereport.com, linked to the story yesterday. It went viral. We have new videos with the churches admitting they're illegals, that they are protecting them. We have another article on Infowars.com proving that indeed this is a Obama administration program with the churches in an act of human trafficking and treason. If I got caught shipping illegals in a van, it's a felony. But the churches are doing it in plain view to bring this country down, ladies and gentlemen, and complete their total socialist takeover. And joining us again are John Bound and Jakari Jackson reporting on the ground. If you're a radio listener, go to Infowars.com/show. Infowars.com/show to see the free feed for the radio show, the nighttime TV show subscription, prisonplanet.tv. But this is important, what's about to happen. Gentlemen, you've got the floor. Tell us about the ICE agent that Don was able to interview. We're going to not air the video until we blur out his face and alter his voice on the nightly news tonight or tomorrow. Tell us what else has happened since we talked to you yesterday. And then let's go over there to the Border Patrol facility where they're basically on stand down.
Yes, Alex, we're here at the border crossing in Brownsville, Texas. Now, as you alluded to, we just had an exclusive interview with an ICE agent. He wants to remain anonymous, and rightfully so. We've seen the gag orders come down, so he's trying to protect his identity. But we were talking to him, and I asked him a few questions, about what's going on in this country, how people feel about it in the ranks, and he says morale is pretty low in ICE and Border Patrol. They hate the fact that they're pretty much out here as window dressing. They come out here supposedly to protect the border, but they're being told to let all these people go. He told me that one of the big reasons they let people go is because they just don't have enough beds in these facilities. He said particularly women and children are often let go even though they may be caught at the border. So those are some of the two big things. We don't want to give too much away at this moment, but those are some of the larger points that he pointed out to us.
Incredible, Jakari. But I think this is breaking now in case they even try to get the tapes. Go ahead and tell us what else he said, and then we'll see the video itself later.
Yeah, so he was telling us some of the hot spots to come and see on the border. He said, go a few miles this way.
Actually, don't give that away. You're right. You're right. Okay. I thought others. No, don't tell folks where we're going tonight, where you're going tonight. Be careful. But seriously, folks, this is amazing. Well, okay, but let me just stop right there, Jakari. What else are you witnessing while you're there?
Well, since we've come here, we're right here at the border crossing. As I pointed out yesterday, we were at the border crossing a few miles from here, and there were people, Border Patrol agents coming up, or not so much talking to us, but they would pull up right beside our vehicle, lean into our vehicle, and it was somewhat humorous. Yesterday, we filed a video report about this. We were trying to look for one of these illegal border crossings, and ICE agents, not ICE, but Border Patrol agents actually began following our vehicle. So we were driving down the street, and we were looking in the rear view, and I was like, John, talk to the other guys. Do you guys think that these guys are following us? So we pull over to the side of the road, and the ICE guys, the Border Patrol agents pull over there with us. Oh, what'd you say, John?
Well, they don't have anything to do, Alex.
Yeah, that's pretty.
And they don't know where to go. And
no, that's the pattern, is that they harass you for being in a hot spring at Big Bend. They harass you if you've got beer in your cooler, while the illegals in front of me were riding on horses and walking right past them and loading in vans and driving off. Because they've been told, leave them alone, only mess with U.S. citizens. We can get some money out of them.
We're the ones they're looking for. We're the ones they have the eagle eye for. It's come to the point to where the next illegal I run into, I want to ask him, hey, would it be okay if we left so you can have the country? Would that be, do you need us to go? That work out for you? Well,
then there's this argument, well, everybody's a settler. That was the age of conquest. Nobody could take the United States. The native tribes were all killing each other, trying to always take over from each other. I talked about that last week with Dinesh D'Souza, but nobody's endorsing what happened in the past. We have a socialist, globalist, social engineering government telling third world, unskilled women with 5 kids, come here and we'll bankroll you, just vote for socialism. My God! This is a nightmare scenario. The new world order that's funding al-Qaeda to take over the Middle East is for this. Is it a good idea?
You got the President of the United States today honoring the DREAM Act and those illegals coming over. Just handing the country over to them. And was it Valerie Jarrett who said that they're the best and brightest of us, the foreigners?
Here are some of these highlights. IRS made policy decision to legalize illegal aliens, ended up paying illegals $4.2 billion in refundable credits in 1 year. Boom. That is CBS News. Another CBS, Arpaio, Border Patrol is too busy changing diapers to go after illegal immigrants. The Justice Department's trying to have him arrested right now. Here's another one. Look at this woman with the baby. In Texas, Rio Grande Valley, a seemingly endless surge of immigrants because the green light has been given. Here's the article you mentioned. White House to honor young illegal immigrants. Jakari, John, more points you'd like to make.
Well, it's my understanding that John Bowden just received something extremely racist. Do you want to share that with us, John Bowden?
Well, it's not quite a sombrero, but it's close. It's not quite a sombrero, but it's close. It's a... what is this, a Border Patrol hat? So I would imagine that natural citizens like myself wouldn't be allowed to wear this.
Well, you can't wear that on a college campus because you would be racist against cowboys.
Yeah, oh, that's right, yeah.
And you can't have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches at high schools. That's racist. Everything's racist code except screaming, we are the race. For those in the race, everything. For those outside the race, nothing. La Raza, that's okay.
Yeah, La Raza, which is backed up by Bill and Melinda Gates and the Ford Foundation, which we might be interested in speaking with here pretty soon as well. They have an office here in Texas. Who
are funding, under Bill and Melinda Gates, the forced inoculation of all 12-year-old Mexican girls, and it's linked directly to being sterilized, death, and autoimmune disorders. So instead of the La Raza groups trying to save their little girls from being sterilized, they'd rather have them flood up here to politically take our guns.
That's right.
As long as they can vote, yeah. They'll when they become of age to vote, yeah, they'll be perfect.
Right. And Alex, you were asking us about what happened with that ICE interview. I guess I have one more tidbit we could throw out there. We talked to this ICE agent, and we said, are people coming in with illnesses? He said, yes, there are people coming in with illnesses. And I say, well, what's the most common type of thing you see? We see, when he said, well, from these Central American countries, we see people come in with tuberculosis. And I say, well, what type of medical procedures do you have for that? He said, well, we give them chest x-rays. We do all these other types of things. And John and I, we were sitting there like, well, what about the veterans at the VA?
Hey, what about me? Hey, if I get tuberculosis...
Well, let's expand on that. If you have drug-resistant TB, you're not allowed to fly. You're not, and you shouldn't be. In fact, they lock people up that have the drug immune stuff because it'll cause a pandemic. And where do they have the worst tuberculosis in the world? Central and South America. See, people haven't been down there. My dad's been on a bunch of aid missions down there, taking care of, little kids and stuff. It is literal. He's been to Paraguay and places. The green hell. It is literally hell on earth. And all these dumb yuppies have no idea.
Yeah, that's right. And he said, it lowers the morale. It also makes them concerned there at the facilities that they're bringing in people with these diseases.
Well, put out the video. I know you guys are working around the clock and you're getting bonuses. You've done a great job. Put out the video for hazard duty down there. Put out the video separately with the ICE guy. ICE whistleblower says serious diseases or drug, TB coming across. Get into that and then show articles about the drug-resistant TB so folks know it's not made up. and then put out the part about how they're basically on stand down. That is incredible. People need to know it. It's one thing to know it. It's another thing to actually see it. Now, add any other points. We're going to skip this network break, so stations shouldn't play over this. We're skipping the network break at the cost of like $3,000. But this is what I do because this information's too important. I want to skip this network break, this 4-minute break, the long break coming up, and I want you guys to turn and walk in there and ask some questions of the Border Patrol about what type of infectious diseases are coming across. Why have you been following us, the media? Don't be their enemy. Say, we know you've been ordered to stand down. We know you're one of the few constitutional federal agencies. Do the talking. Say, hold on, let us do our questions and we'll go. Or let us talk to your public information officer. And finally say to them, we have video of buses coming and people loading off. We followed those vans to churches. Do you want to know where the illegals are? And they're going to tell you, no, we don't. So we need to illustrate to everyone so that when you get pulled over and a cop wants to search your car without a warrant, it's all a joke. It's all a fraud. Any other points before you march across the street, guys?
John?
No, I'm ready to do this.
Yeah, I think we're both ready to go here.
All right, you guys take over, and you're in charge now for the next 10 minutes. I'm going to try to not jump in your ear too much. Just, I trust you. Just get in there. Don't let them control the situation. Get the questions out. Go.
Okay, here we go.
Let everybody know where we are.
All right, so once again, if you're just now joining us, get a shot of that so people can see. And welcome to the United States of America. Yeah, welcome to the United States. Anyway, this is Brownsville, Texas. This is the site of a Border Patrol crossing. We'll try to get across the street right here. So we're moving in, trying to get a word with a Border Patrol agent. Maybe
a police officer here already waiting for us at the front.
So we're just trying to get across the street right here. There's a gentleman at the door. Maybe he can point us to the public information office. You can see the Border Patrol crossing right there.
You may not.
Look, the gentleman, Mr. Perez, is telling us that we cannot come in. Mr. Perez, can we get a word, Mr. Perez? Are you saying that we cannot come in? Is that what you're saying?
Sir?
Do you wave your finger? Is that saying that we cannot come in?
I was saying hello.
Oh, you're saying hello. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't want to misconstrue what you're saying.
Is there a public information officer we can speak to?
That is me, sir.
Oh, that is you.
Ask you to turn the camera off, please.
Oh, can we park? We can talk to you out here?
Right.
Sure, great. All right, Alex, we're going to talk to this gentleman.
Is this the same
Mr.
place
Perez.
I saw the illegals yesterday in that video you filed?
No, this is a different. We
No,
can
talk
come
to
in?
him.
I can come in.
We'll talk and then we'll come back up.
Okay, well, I'll leave this with John Bound.
Thank you.
The gentleman saying I can come in, and I will rejoin you guys here
Well,
shortly.
listen, here's the problem, Jakari, is that we don't want to get you guys cut off. So call him. Listen, I don't want to get shut down on this. I want to go back across the other street now and talk to the Border Patrol people.
Okay.
Oh, so look, he's emptying his stuff out. I guess you go do it, Bound.
Yeah, I'll go.
I don't want to sit there and play, AWAC quarterback while you guys are on the front lines. But, if Jakari wants to go through the checkpoint and everything, unless he has a hidden camera, it's almost pointless. I want to go over to the Border Patrol themselves. I don't want to get shut down by their bureaucracy.
Yeah, let's start walking, fellas. Okay. Let's go to the actual crossing itself. There we go. Now this is all federal property.
Which means slaves aren't allowed to be their only illegal aliens.
It's supposed to be, my property, your property, but
well, here.
I'm sure they'll have a different.
Yeah, just go over and say you want to report a bunch of illegals where the vans have gone from the safe houses.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, this is Infowars reporters from Brownsville, Texas, on the border, trying to talk to someone, illustrating. By the way, I've been down there before. It used to be like an anthill of police.
Yeah, we're live. I just want to report some illegals. This guy has a gun. This guy has an assault rifle.
Well, let's go talk to him. Go talk to him.
Yeah, they're ordering us to step back. I just want to report some illegals to help you guys out.
John, I would go talk to them, or they'll get really aggressive. I would let them walk to you because if you do that, I know their psychology. It's literally you need to go talk to them.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, or they're going to ignore you. This is what they do. That's why the mainstream media can't ever get questions in, because they just control the whole situation.
Yeah, there's a sheriff.
Well, they report them to the police all the time, and to the Border Patrol. They won't come get them. Go over to that Border Patrol vehicle over there and go talk to them.
Jumping, springing into action.
Yeah, I mean, those guys freak out when they see a citizen in a camera. Go over and talk to them.
I guess that's what they do.
And they start yelling at you, let them walk to you. So what if they wave a gun around? I've had the Secret Service do that to me. Yeah, I'm here. Good job, John. Go on over and talk to that Border Patrol right there. Just go to the stop sign and call them over.
Okay. Well, excuse me, sir.
Yeah, they lost our audio connection to them.
No, I've got you. I've got you now. Excuse me, sir.
Just go closer and tell them you want to report shipments of illegal aliens being smuggled in.
Could I have some assistance here from our federal government? Got U.S. Customs Border Protection.
Well, John,
right
you need
here.
to go back and you need to go find the guy with the assault rifle and have him talk to you.
He's outside now. He's
Good. Go over to him.
here. All right, here we go.
Yeah, you're fine. Just let them walk to you once you're there.
Yeah, he's got Jakari. He's bringing him over.
Good.
He's
See, Jakari walked over to him. Go over there.
Yep.
Anyways, that's ridiculous how this country.
I really wish I had a sombrero on right now. I'll tell you what.
Well, that would probably be the answer, is to literally go across and become an illegal alien.
Okay, let's get Jakari plugged in, and we'll find out what we were instructed.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, this time you guys stay together.
The gentleman, Mr. Perez, that gentleman we talked to was the public information officer, and he was asking us, Alex, he was saying, please do not film the facility. And I said, okay, sir, we're not looking for any trouble. And I was basically trying to tell him what
Well,
we
they
were
always
doing
act
here.
like filming is bad, but then Google Street has it all. Jakari, it's pure bull. Okay?
Right.
Go ahead.
But the thing, he said, you have to do this the proper way. I said, sir, well, how do we do this the proper way? He said, well, first of all, can you get your crew back across the street? I said, all right, sir, we'll abide by your wishes. I'll go back and talk to him here in a second. But first, we'll move across the street. And he said, you have to do this the proper way. And I said, well, what is that? He said, you have to tell me what you're doing here. I said, sir, I'd love to tell you what I'm doing here. We're trying to show you this video and so forth. He said, well, I can't comment on that. I can't give you any information for 21 days. I said, you're the public information officer, but you can't give me anything for 21 days. I said, is that standard procedure? He said, yes, it is. So now with that, I will go back here and talk to this gentleman, and I'll tell you what I found out here in just a few
Well, listen, they're
moments.
not going to stop us. We shouldn't have split up. And you know, bottom line, we need to show them up front saying they can't talk to you. You can't report the crimes being committed because they know the crimes that are being committed. You need to go find Border Patrol in their vehicles and go knock on their windows and say, here is the address of the safe houses. You know full well, and put them on record. This is to illustrate, because people know this is going on, it's admitted, but we have to visually illustrate it to the American people. Now, is that the same facility where the buses come in and they load on the vans?
I have not seen any buses as of yet.
No,
so I cannot
that's in McAllen, Texas.
I mean, I want to go show that and point out where that's going on to these people.
We found an even better facility, and we're going to go to that next. It's actually very close.
And by better, you mean that it's more out of control?
Well, by better, that it's where they're processing all of the illegals they catch.
And they dump them out at night.
Right.
Correct. All right, well, I'm going to head back in here and see if I can get another word with Mr. Perez. I'll leave you in John Bound's hands.
All right, they're just going to brush you off, but okay.
Yeah, good luck.
Well, he has my identification. He was asking to see my ID, so I printed.
Oh, no, I know you got to get it back. That's fantastic. But, I mean, the whole point is you can tell our reporters what they say, and that'll be in the article, how you were brushed off, and say, you're not going to let me report federal crime. And then have him refuse to take it. No grand jury's going to indict him, but the point is it's an illustration of what's going on here, okay?
Right.
Good job.
All right. Very good.
There you go. And it's going on at all these churches. We have their names. We have the video. And they just like, well, it's churches. You know, they're just helping. John Bound, what do you think about this?
It's getting worse and worse, Alex. It's amazing how the illegals have pretty much taken control of this entire area of Texas. And their rights are more important than mine. And I was born in this
50
country.
50 miles into Arizona, they have signs saying, do not enter this area controlled by cartels. This country's gone. We're a joke. Go ahead.
My blood fought for this country. My grandfather, my great-grandfather, and then all the way back fought for this country. And I'm garbage.
Well, the point is there is no country. We are a corporate defecation facility. I mean, we're just here for anything because we put up with it. America was great because we didn't put up with any garbage. Now we're pathetic because we put up with everything. We're a nation of compliers, a nation of grovelers, a nation of slaves.
Yeah, and it's the New World Order's chessboard, and they're using their pieces right now. And we're just the pawns that need to be taken off the board. And I'd say the illegals are a bigger chess piece and completely funded. The illegals, people with no rights, who should have tremendous respect for any American they meet. They look down their noses at us when they get here.
Well, that's because all nationalism is allowed but Americana.
Right.
This is the nation where men are taught to be metrosexual. This is the nation where we're taught to be slaves.
Yeah, and weak. And
by the way, the last thing they want, the last thing those guys want is a scene with reporters trying to report on how the border's wide open. So believe me, you guys aren't doing anything wrong when they sit there and wave. Now, did the guy with the assault...
There's so many Border Patrol vans around here and trucks that we can definitely start shooting an illustration by showing them that video. That's absolutely what we
But you're not allowed as a citizen to talk to them. So what you need to do is maybe go across the border and come back when they're questioning you, pull your cameras out and say, yeah, let me show you where the illegals are. We can tell you a few miles from here. You've got to make them face-to-face show the hypocrisy. Yeah,
I think we need a giant Infowars flag on our car. That might wake them up.
Well, I mean, in their defense, they are talking to us privately.
Yeah, and they've got the assault rifle guy right next to them because they want to make an American afraid.
What, they got the guy with the gun?
I mean, he's standing there right next to him.
I mean, did he try to bow up to you when you were over there?
I didn't get close enough to him for that. I wish I had.
Well, go over and talk to him, man. You're a human. They come over like McGruff the crime dog, just laugh at him.
This guy's a human. I'm a human.
The big breaking news will be tonight and tomorrow with the ICE whistleblower and all the other stuff they're about to do. So be safe, guys. What you're doing tonight is what is dangerous. Walking over to those guys, big deal if they got an M16 across their chest, or saying get back. I mean, just stand there and let them come to you. I drive through those border checkpoints all the time and stick cameras in their faces. And we're here to expose the criminal activity and report a crime. But let me guess, Shikari, they're not going to talk to you now that they got your ID and stuff.
No, that is exactly right. He said just send them an email and they'll get back to us when they get back to us.
When hell freezes over.
Yeah.
Because you are seen as a joke. You are seen as an American turd. I am seen as an American turd as well.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. You know, it's a big smoke and mirrors. They were much more concerned with what the crew was doing out there on the grounds than, what I was doing on the inside.
Well, I mean, they see John Bound, you, Don Salazar, me as garbage. We are seen as just there to pay the bills, and it's over. I mean, the country's going into the North American Union. The deal was signed to get rid of the borders. It's happening. Can you imagine if they let this flood in, how big the next flood will be?
Yeah, these morons don't operate by laws anymore, Alex, or rights or even common sense. It's all about fear, and I own you, and step back. And they're wrong.
Yeah, well, make sure you get high def blown up with the guys and everything. And it's your side of the street over there. I would go over there and get all the footage you can from the edge of the area there and show what's going on. You guys want to drive into the other side and drive back through and ask them, hey, we have footage of illegals in their safe house, and just have them.
These guys weren't interested in seeing what I was trying to show the guy the video on there, and he just, I can't give you any.
No, I know. But a picture tells 1,000 words. Video tells 1,000,000. They will not stop at your window. They'll say, shut it off. You say, I will once you look at this. I want to file a report of where the illegals are going in their safe houses. And then you say the name of the churches. And then they say, no, get out of here. That's the footage. That's the gold. That's the money shot. Go ahead.
We'll see what we can do.
Oh, we get a lot of those, actually, Alex. We'll start here and we'll keep going.
By the way, you're doing a great job with what you got coming up tonight. And you don't have to do any of this if you don't want to. You guys, it was your idea to go down there. I'm just saying I would go over to the Mexico side. It's so hellishly dangerous. You might just show, out of the car window how everything's boarded up, everything's shut down. Used to be great over there at that very crossing just 10 years ago. But this is the wonders of the failed state we're supposed to become. Then just come through and say, hi. Yeah, we're here from the U.S., and we'll say, turn your camera off and go, well, you got cameras. I have full right to tape this. Say, listen, we want to show you a crime being committed. We want to file a report on the illegal alien safe house. Can you pull us over here? Because you're going to get pulled over to citizens and searched as a default to see if you got drugs, because you're not a cartel that's paid the cut. So the way to not get searched is to say you want to be searched. Then you'll be immediately released because that's the code word for, you know, you're part of the club. So, oh, I'm giving out their secrets now. So you can do it however you want, but it just, I would just laugh at them and say, come on, guys, I'm an American. You can see that. We're here to, you know, to tell you about a crime that's been committed. The only way to do it is to come back through the border. That's the only way to talk to one face to face. Or you can drive around town and come up and knock on their windows or catch them walking out of stores.
Yeah, there are plenty of them around town. When we even coming back to Austin, we're going to encounter a Border Patrol checkpoint.
Oh, you get ready for proctology exams.
Yeah, there's a huge facility down here that we could definitely do that operation on. But we'll
yeah, no, I would go in and say, we're here to report the safe houses. And they will literally just say, get out of here. They don't want to know.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Now, if you're college students coming back through, you're going to get your teeth knocked out.
Yeah.
Or do they need help changing diapers or making sandwiches?
You could ask them that and say, fine, we will help you change diapers.
That'd probably make them really happy, so then they don't have to do it.
All right, guys, I've been ranting here. The big mother loads tonight, I know. How powerful is this ICE whistleblower interview you guys have?
Well, we talked to the guy, and I guess for fear of a reprisal or, you know, possibly something along those lines, we didn't get as much dirt as we really were hoping to get, but he did help us out, so I definitely respect the guy for doing that much.
Well, no, he gave you a lot about confirming the diseases are coming across, like TB, that's huge, confirming that they're just told to release him, and then he gave you tips in the investigation. So, you know, major breaking news with an ICE whistleblower on the Texas border on diseases coming across and catch and release at night so the cameras don't catch it. That is sensational. You guys have done a great job. And then you just say up front, his name is, we've verified who he is. We did that last week when we got his ID. And then now you've come down and met him, verified who he is, and we're withholding his name to protect him from reprisals. That's it.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Get all over that.
Anything else, gentlemen?
We're just looking forward to doing some more reports. John?
Yeah, we'll follow your directives there, Alex, and we will. There's no telling what's going to happen with them.
Well, do whatever you come up with and what you want to do. It's just that I would try to go report the crimes and just show that the country's wide open.
We need to illustrate that to the American people and to the people of Mexico. Now,
if you really want to get hurt bad, go to a Mexican hospital and ask for free health care. I don't recommend you do that.
That's a good one.
Or if you're illegal in Mexico, 6 months hard labor busting rocks. They have the toughest immigration in the entire hemisphere.
Yeah.
Only North Korea and the other hemisphere.
You come over here, you get everything handed to you. We go over there, we're sitting in jail busting rocks. Does that sound good to you?
Oh, yeah, that's I guess the system down there.
Let's go.
Well, you guys do whatever. You've already done a great job, and I know it's dangerous down there. So we'll just look for these reports on YouTube overnight. We'll look for them on the nightly news tonight, and tomorrow you'll be back with us. Now, look, you can stay down there all week if you want. I think there's plenty of reporting for you guys to come back Friday. I know some of you have children. Some of you got dogs you got to take care of. So when do you guys want to come back?
Well, there are other groups we'd like to speak to. There's the sex trafficking industry that's been going on from Mexico. We'd like to speak to the people that represent that, to La Raza, to more ICE. We'd like to go to the headquarters of the Border Patrol facility that's up outside of McAllen.
That's great. Why don't you go try to join La Raza? You and Jakari, you're not going to be allowed in because you're not in the right race. And then just point out, would the Klan be okay? And then just talk to La Raza. Yeah.
Well, and tonight, Alex, we're going to actually speak to the illegals when they start letting them out. So that's going to be. There's no telling what we'll get from that.
Yeah, so we'll look into that. I got to check with the guys, see what their schedules are, but we'll see what we can do. We'll at least follow some more reports tonight and be available for the show tomorrow.
All right, great job, Jakari Jackson and John Bound down there on the Texas border. And next we can send you to the California border or the Arizona border. That's where it really gets fun. Good job, guys.
All right, thanks, Alex.
You are watching the best of the Alex Jones Show, weekdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central. Watch live at Infowars.com/show or become a member of InfoWarsNews.com and help us take resistance to the next level.